Well, for the zombies, was...
Aye.
What you saying, Tom? I miss you. What were you saying? Can you make your point again?
What's my point, Cole? I don't know. I'm fucking... You're off your...
You're to the moon.
I said, I don't know. What did I say there, Mick?
Fuck knows.
Yeah, that could have been a good point anyway. No, the zombies...
What does Mick think about independence for Scotland then? See if we should go alone?
You ask him.
Mick?
What I think about if you should be independent from fucking Britain.
Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think we should go for it? Aye.
Well, these want to be British.
No, I don't want to be British, no, but I do feel for working class guys in Britain like ourselves, you know what I mean? I think maybe...
If you don't want to be British, that's your answer.
But like, there's working class guys in Britain that are the same as working class guys in Scotland, so I feel for them if you're going to be trying to do another for them, do you know what I mean?
You mean like people like Liverpool or something like that in Manchester?
They're the same as us, Tommy, you know what I mean? These people. And these are the people, you know what I mean, if we're going to go alone. These are the things that make me think about Stein, but again, they want to get away from that mob down at Westminster, you know what I mean, so...
Well, see, the person who sealed it for me, right, was a brother from close to where Mick's from, right? His name's Paddy Brennan, and one afternoon with him and wee Polly up on the drum, and the most important thing was about smashing the union, and if you sit and think about it, I sat there half campaigning, just saying to people, look, I'm not going to vote, I'm just saying, well, you know, maybe we'll get better things to talk about and fight about and all this time. So then when I heard the thing there, and Mick just exemplified it there, do you want to be British? Do you want to be part of this?
No.
If you can help facilitate in any way, shape or form a yes vote to change the status quo, then possibly the good people of Manchester, Liverpool and Newcastle will start going ape shit because they'll realise, well, if Scotland's done it, we have to fucking do it. So you might be getting independence for all over the place, or at least these people down there might be able to put extra pressure on the bastard government that is Tory-led and dominated, that needs a serious kick up the arse. So maybe this is the bloody nose that the British Union deserves, that if Scotland can deliver it, then it might be okay for Ireland to go and do it, for the North Island to do it, and it might be, you know, Shetlands, if the Shetlands have to do it, if Newcastle has to go independent or whatever, if this is what it takes to deliver this fucking corrupt system, then that's what I want to put my efforts into. No, because I'm a backer of Salmond or a backer of the SNP or I'm 100% Scottish flag waver. You know me, I'm doing it because there's a huge, great chance here, a once in a lifetime opportunity that if we don't grasp it, we might regret it forever more. A chance to break up a corrupt system. Over the enemies, you want to sweeten that? Mick?
I think I was going to make a point there, Tom. It's actually slipped my mind about it. I was going to make a point. See, then what you were saying there, now is the time to do it. I think maybe because I don't know if it's mere bluff for them where they say the oil's going to run out and stuff. I don't know if that is the case, right? But if that is the case, maybe 30, 40 years down the line and the oil is going to run out, well, this is the time to do it, and how we've still got some left to get ourselves up and running as a nation, do you know what I mean? Exactly. So maybe, as you're saying, this might be our last chance, if it's true, because you don't believe these cunts, you know what I mean? It's just spewing you all the time, royals running, it's all fucking scaremongering, you know that yourself. So, I don't know if that's true or no, do you know what I mean? But if that is true, then now's the time where Scotland really need to do it then, isn't it? If that is the case, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Way to see it, but...
And what do you think, Mick, for over there? I mean, you're obviously hoping for us to do something. Do you think that will be a catalyst for Ireland to do something?
Well, you need to have your own say. Isn't that?
Say we get a victory here, right? But would you envisage that the north of Ireland would go down the road of saying, well, we want to have a vote here in the next couple of years? Do you think that it's possible that it could be achieved?
But that's. I know it's a different sort of fucking kettle of fish because there's problems over here and all that fucking carry on, but you are trying to do it without going down that road, isn't it, though?
Aye, no, but what I'm suggesting is that a precedent would be set, and then, I mean, it would probably open up a whole different can of worms that it wouldn't be happening in Scotland.
You've lost this.
Sorry?
You've lost that one, so you've lost this, and you're going to lose Wales, and you're going to lose everything else.
Yeah, and it might bring people into sharp focus that what is it Britain all about? I mean, it's just a made up concept to get people deluded, and if the good people who are on the loyalist or Protestant side of every place in Britain, and they realise that the biggest enemy isn't anybody else from outside, it isn't a Catholic, a Muslim, a Jew, or a Hindu, or a Pakistani, or whatever. It's their own bloody government. It's their own bloody queen who's shafting them, who's causing
themselves.
Them. Yeah. Well,
it's their biggest It's their biggest worry. It's the problems themselves.
Yeah. But they've got to wake up and see that from within, that how their community has been done for so many years. It's been done up like a kipper from their own leaders. But then if you look, the people who they've been following blindly, Queen and country, King and country, they've been shafted by the same state that shafted us, you know. Mm-hmm. If you analyse it to that extent, you know, that if you look, because you look at the Shankill, you look at anywhere in Belfast, you know, the poverty is non-discriminate. You go the Shankill or Ardoyne, there's people without a pot to piss in. It's just that one side of the community knows the truth and can see what the fucking full shit is, and the other side is just deluded in their own shite and can't get to see that they've been shafted by the bastards that they should be fighting against. So should be a case they should come and say, well, we'll join yous to fight against these royalist fucking bastards who are shafting us all.
I know, but see, for us, ruling ourselves. See for ones in Belfast and ones in Northern Ireland ruling themselves. Is it better that or someone fucking getting 300, 400 mile of it?
Yeah, it's better that you did it yourselves and getting the thing sorted amongst yourselves.
Yeah. It's better than fucking having to try and get in contact, if you need to get in contact with somebody that's 300 mile away in fucking Westminster.
That's just a huge layer of bureaucracy that they're able to put there, but because it's so far away, and the closer it is. So the best thing, I mean, if you look at Northern Ireland now, the best thing to do is, I mean, the South doesn't want it, and Britain surely doesn't want it. So if the people there just said, well, look, we're not wanted in either side, so we're just going to have to fucking get along with each other and make our own state and fucking make it better. And with that, I mean, who's to say it can't exist? If it exists peacefully, and then, you know, the people can respect their own cultures but have a fucking say of their own country, or a lot better say.
But the cunts over here know it. The cunts over here, the zombies over here know it, that they don't want us, they don't want them over in England, and they don't want them fucking here.
I know.
We're actually doing them a favour, but they don't want us doing them a favour.
I know. That's just the craziness, the situation about it. Because it's always been this case in the nationalist side, from Wolfe Tone to James Connolly. It's not been about the religious divide. It's been equality. It's about the injustice that's been served on all sides, you know. When the famine was happening, there was a good few Protestants who were suffering as well. It wasn't just, you know, okay, some of them might have escaped because of the way the geopolitical situation was at the time. But there would have been a, you know, is it?
I know. I've said this to you before. There's people that see in my place of work, it's a country. So how the fuck are you meant to tell them? Do you understand me? How the fuck are you meant to tell them?
I know.
But how are you actually meant to turn them and to sit them down and go this, and this, when it's not going to fucking happen? Us as a country.
It's a long game, right? You've got to play the long game. First thing is get the peace. They've got the peace. The second one is
win the war.
And then get the children, right? See this generations and the generations, for the old to the young, the new. Forget about it. You've got to look for the ones coming through in the next 20, 40, 60 years. You're talking as long as fucking that. And if you start now for 60 years, in 50 years' time, 40 years' time, there'll be a huge difference. And if the people can come through from the loyalist community, the unionist community, and see, well, we're no hated, and we don't need to hate just to get on. Maybe that if they concentrate on the children, that it could change. But then again, it's probably the status quo is going to remain with their mindset anyway. I mean, they're so entrenched in their way and their mindset that it's going to need a divine intervention, I would say, to get them to change.
Fuck here, it's worse than that. It's worse than what you could ever fucking try to.
You never know. I mean, if Jesus was to come down the Shankill, I mean, he would probably get a good doing if he didn't have a full backup for the people for the Falls Road. I mean, so, but you never know. He might convert a few for the Shankill. So that's why you can't condemn all. I mean, you can't condemn the whole lot of the Shankill or the wherever they come from, whatever.
No, you can't. No, Jesus Christ, you can't. You fucking matter what.
Because they might be followers of Jesus Christ. They might repent their sins, and that'll be them. They're on the right side. They might say, well, we believe in God and we're no heathens after all. Take us in. So you've always got to be. You can't be like them where you say, oh, we just hate because of hate's sake. You know, they hate for hate's sake, and that's a mentality. But we've got to love for love's sake and counter that. So, and the hope that maybe just one or two of their kith and kin wake up and make sense. But as I say, I know I'm clutching at straws here, mate, and I know
yes, I know you are, but see what happens and you get a yes in fucking September.
September the 18th.
These cunts aren't going to get with it, if you know what I'm trying to say. They aren't going to go, right, Scotland, they've said yes, so we're independent, blah, 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 so let's get on fucking board. You're going to see what you've said yesterday and today. When you phoned your man yesterday about the fucking, he was going to whip out the bottle. Right? And then you phoned the fella today that sort of came round. You had a big long conversation with him today and he sort of came round.
Aye.
But he just didn't want to tell you.
I know, he didn't want to commit.
That's years down the line. And I'm not talking, see what you've said about 3 or 6 or fucking 10 years. That's fucking that is more than 10 years. More than 10 years.
Yeah. Hear what you're saying. It's interesting talking to all these different people and getting their views, and I think the best the Yes campaign in all reality can hope to get, right, if they get a decimation, if they don't get more than 40%, then the SNPs and it'll get kicked into the long grass for a long time, and the chance will be lost, and the oil will be gone probably by the next time we get a chance, and then so we're probably never going to get it. Then you could just say it's never going to happen. Or the best could be is a very, very close decision that enough people are undecided, you know, and that's what I've got hope in, and that's what I think could happen. It could go the opposite way. I mean, if they're so negative and enough people, you know, are turned by it, and that's a good thing. That's because enough people can see, and I think the Scottish people are clever enough to see.
So you flick at that?
Sorry?
So you flick it?
Well, no, what I would say is the best, I think, could be a very, very, very close decision. So something like, you know, 52 to 48, or, you know, something so close that it's completely down the middle. If that was to happen, then there's a good chance that, you know, something could develop more out of it, whatever that could be. It might take longer. It might be that they come back in a few years. It wouldn't mean the decimation of the SNP, because all their work for the last couple of decades, or less 30 years since the last one, has been to get this. So if it could take another 30 years, then you're talking a whole new generation of politicians and a whole new generation of people. And the ones who are getting politicised are now at 16. But then again, is that too late then? So this is a chance that, you know, I think they now, you know...
Were you politicised at 16?
Aye, mate, heavily. Well, in a sense, well, no heavily. Well, aye, heavily are Irish, mate, of course, aye. I mean, fuck's sake, the war was on, mate. I mean, fucking hell. mean, I was a 9-year-old when all the stuff happened when